Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, and Lancaster Fairfield Community Action Recycling and Litter Prevention.
Well, welcome to the show Fairfield Today. My name is John Bosser. I am the host of this week's program. I am the Community Outreach Coordinator of the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities. And today we're taping at Ohio University Lancaster's Gymnasium. I'm here with Cody Sorensen.
Thanks for having me, John.
Sure, Cody. Thanks for joining us tonight. And we are taping this show at the end, just after the last day of the No Limits basketball camp, the second annual camp that was here for kids with and without disabilities. And we had people from all over the county. We had people from Perry County. We had people from Hocking County. And Cody here is the founder. It was all his idea. He put it together last year. Cody is a student here at Ohio University Lancaster, about to enter his senior year. Mm-hmm. And he started out as a special education major and is now a communications major, but has been involved with working with people with disabilities since he was in high school. So Cody, tell me first how you kind of first got this idea for this camp.
I came up with the idea about this camp going into my into the summer of my junior year in college here at Ohio University Lancaster, and I was just trying to think of something to do for the summer, especially since I work with individuals with developmental disabilities. And I thought, since I love basketball more than anything, it'd be a great idea to set up a basketball camp for those with developmental disabilities. And speaking with you and a few others here around the county, we just came up with the idea to come up with a basketball camp for individuals with and without disabilities. That way, our purpose for it was just to give those kids the opportunity to experience being something larger than themselves and being able to participate in group activities, because we knew that some individuals didn't have that opportunity that most do. And we have a great program here in Fairfield County working with individuals with developmental disabilities and the sports programs we have. And we just knew that there were some that didn't. And we got a lot of feedback from the parents telling us that, we may not have that opportunity. And, this was a great opportunity for their children.
Well, and one of the neat things about this, and we heard this feedback from parents last year, is that so many of these kids that were here at this camp last year as well as this year, they've watched their siblings play basketball and play other sports all their lives, and they haven't had the same opportunities. They've seen them come home from camps. They've seen them come in with trophies and things and certificates. And there just wasn't, like you said, there wasn't that kind of opportunity available for a kid with a disability, unless they were involved in Special Olympics or as they get older, we have Special Olympics here for our older people as well. Tell us a little bit about how you kind of came up with the whole curriculum, and so let's just kind of start with that.
Yeah, well, our camp format and how we decided to run the camp. A lot of the ideas that I had for my camp came back from when I was in high school at the Gale Force camps at Lancaster High School when I was younger. And so we did a lot of fun activities within that, but then also how we had to decide as a staff, when I created my staff, how we wanted to run the camp, what kind of stuff we wanted to do. And we last year we did it by age groups within their same groups, because we had all ages together at one time. And so we decided to divide it by that and skill level and age group, and which were more developed than others and which were older and younger. And we did the same thing this year. This year we split it into two sessions. So we had ages 9 through 12 in one session, then ages 13 and 21 in the other session, plus the athletes in wheelchairs, and we had it that way, and it worked out well this year. And with our staff, we have a great staff, and they were able to come up with drills and activities that were suited just for their groups that they were grouped in at the start of camp, and it went fantastic.
Tell us a little about one of your staff members, Derek Up, and kind of his wonderful example he sets for kids, and talk about how some of the wheelchair kids work with Derek.
Yeah, Derek Up graduated a year after me, and me and him have been great buds ever since. He used to help with the basketball team at Lancaster High School when I was in school, and I knew that he was in the Upward program here at Fairfield County in wheelchair basketball, and he does a fantastic job. He's a great kid, communicates well, is involved in a lot of sport activities around the state. And I asked him one day, I said, hey man, I said, I don't know much working with athletes in wheelchairs and the specific drills that they do and stretching that they do. And I said, would you be honored, for my camp to kind of almost take over, that section of the camp with athletes in wheelchairs? And he said, absolutely. And I'll tell you, when we're here during camp and he's in there with the kids going in the wheelchairs, I mean, they're flying. They're going everywhere. They play intense. I mean, they're passing hard. They're shooting as many shots as they can, and he does a great job with them.
Okay. And you mentioned, of course, the Gale Force background that you had when Jack Greathouse first came here to coach back in the 80s. That was his deal. This became the Gale Force.
Yeah.
One of the highlights, of course, last year as well as this year was Jack's speech.
Yeah. Oh, when Jack comes into the room or into the gymnasium and he speaks, he's going to be enthusiastic. He's going to be charismatic about what he does. He's high-fiving, he's clapping, he gets the kids excited, and the kids love him, and he does a great job.
Well, the cameras were rolling while Jack was here talking, so let's watch and listen to a little bit of what Jack had to say.
All right, first thing I'm going to ask you. When I give you a number, that's how many claps I want. Are you ready? Give me 3. Nope, it's got to be louder than that. This camp is too good. It's too good. All right? Because you're that good, I want 3 loud, hard claps. 3. That was so good. Man, I am so proud. Hey, I'll tell you what, I am proud to be here. I was so honored when Coach Saracen asked me to come back to speak at this camp. I tell this story a lot. I've had great opportunities in my lifetime. I've worked with guys who play a little bit of basketball, old-time guys like Michael Jordan. I've coached in Italy for the Team USA, Reebok, the World 19 and unders. The best basketball I've seen play in my lifetime, my 55 years, is right here in this camp. And you need to give yourself a round of applause. Stop. It's got to be louder than that. This camp is the best basketball I've seen in my 55 years right here. It's the best basketball. Give yourself a round of applause. Now remember something about basketball. You have to have fun. Has everyone had fun? Raise your hand if you've had fun. Yeah. I'll tell you, when I look around and I see this staff, this is an incredible group of people. And I'm just amazed when I look at the quality of people. It is easy to see why you would have fun and why you would enjoy this camp. I think you as campers need to give these coaches your support and your commitment back to them that they've given to you by clapping real loud for them. All right. Also, Coach Saracen, come here. Hurry, get over here. That's not quick enough. Gotta go back. Coach Saracen, get here. Good, here we go. Now, let me tell you something about this guy. Unbelievable. What a great idea, and I know there's others too. And I can't thank John Picard and John Bosser and all the staff. I mean, I look around here. I look at a proud mom over there. I look at, one of the next sheriffs over here, the brother. I'm looking at the whole family, okay? And it's incredible how much they pour their heart into this whole camp. I think we need to give Cody a big round of applause. All right. Okay. Are you ready? Here's the ultimate test. Chance, you've got to have some enthusiasm sometime. You don't have enough enthusiasm. Okay, here we go. Anytime my hands cross, I want one big, loud, hard clap. Are you ready? Anytime they cross, are you ready? Oh! Cut you right off. Here we go. Here we go. Incredible. Hey, I want you to know something. Basketball is the greatest sport in the whole world to me. I love all of them. I love all the sports. I hope you do other things. I hope you do a lot of things. But let me tell you something. Basketball brings people together because it's a game of rhythm. It's a game of sound. It's a game of touch. It's a game of movement. It is so good for you to be here and so good for you to play. I know you've got a big night planned. You've got the cookout. You've got Stevie Taylor. You've got so many great things going on. I want you to know that I am very proud of you, and I'm very, very serious when I say the best basketball that I've ever seen played in my life is played right here at this camp. Thank you very much, and have just a great finish to this camp. Okay? All right? One last time. Are you ready? Hands ready?
Well, you know, Jack certainly knows how to motivate an audience. I mean, it's something he's been doing for years, and he's doing a great job now at Lancaster High School as principal. Now, tell me a little bit about how you kind of prompted the campers all week in that clapping drill.
Oh yeah. Throughout the week at camp, we did clapping exercises for the campers, and I told them, I said, you guys are going to be tested on the very last day of camp, so you guys need to practice and you need to focus and do this the best that we can. And we did clapping drills where I would give them a number, and after I gave them that number, they'd have to clap that many times. And if it seemed a little scattered out and not sharp and crisp, we had to do it again, and which excited the kids because they wanted to complete and wanted to achieve that goal. And we did one that Coach Greathouse has done for as long as I can remember, to where when one hand crosses the other hand, they got to give one hard, good clap. And so we did some of those, and we even did some jumping exercises, which we had our staff do, which excited the kids more than it excited me more than anything. You know, where we would tell the kids to jump, and then they would jump and say how high, because we always want to be positive in this camp.
Okay. And I want Coach Greathouse to know that if he's watching this program, that his last time when he tried to trip him up, he tripped up one of his greatest players, Jake Campbell. So Coach Campbell didn't quite pass the clap test.
No, he didn't. Coach Campbell even fails sometimes, yeah.
Well, Cody, let's talk a little bit more about how this whole thing transpired. And another great guest speaker you had was someone that I believe you played against him whenever you were
quite a few
times.
A
senior, and he was a freshman or sophomore.
Sophomore, yep.
Tell us about Stevie Taylor.
Stevie Taylor, I'll tell you what, that young man can play basketball. He will be going to be a sophomore at Ohio University. He plays on the Ohio University men's basketball team. He got quite a few playing time as far as I can remember, going to the games, and I was there at the Sweet 16 game when they were playing the University of North Carolina, and he's a great man. He's a great example for the kids, especially. They were excited out here to see him out here, and I was just really glad that him and Coach Cunningham, who also came out to speak, that they both were able to come out here and speak to the kids, and I know the kids loved it. Well,
we had the cameras rolling while Stevie was talking too, so let's listen in on a little bit of that message.
Thanks, Cody. Appreciate it. How's everybody doing today? I see that's not good enough for me. How's everybody doing today? Good, nice to hear that. First of all, I want to thank Cody for giving me the opportunity to speak to you guys today. You know, it's a real honor being here. Today, I'm here to talk to you guys about, you know, being a good teammate. You know, being a good teammate, it goes a long way when it comes to basketball and even off the court. In basketball, you know, I was a freshman last year, now I'm a sophomore. So me coming in, you know, I didn't really know much. I didn't know what to expect for college. So I just wanted to come in and, you know, just have an open mind and just being able to think and talk to everybody. For me, you know, being a point guard, you know, obviously I'm short. So anyone tells you guys that you're short and you can't do anything, you know, don't believe that, because I've heard it all. You know, I'm not strong enough, I'm not tall enough. You know, that's baloney. You guys can do anything you put your minds to. You know, being a good teammate, in my eyes, you know, represents, you know, like being there when one of your teammates is like struggling or failing in anything that they're doing. I mean, this comes from off the court. You know, being a good teammate on the court has to do with, you know, making everybody happy around you. When we were making our Sweet 16 run this year in March, you know, a lot of our guys were going through a lot of adversity. You know, people were hurt. You know, people's minds really weren't there. But, you know, me, I was just there, you know, to help everybody out and just talk them through things and get everything together. On the court, you know, I got to make sure everybody is happy, you know, being a point guard. I have to make everybody happy so, you know, we can win the games, because at the end of the day, you know, we all want to win. Off the court, you know, sometimes being a good teammate can go a long way, because usually when the guys want to go get something to eat, you know, I'm always the one to pay for everything, just because, you know, I'm the freshman, and that's what freshmen have to do. So at the end of the day, you know, just be the best person you can be. You know, be happy. Like Coach Chip said, you know, have a good attitude. Wake up every day ready to get 1% better. That's it. So I appreciate, you know, having my time being here. See you guys after the camp.
Let's give Stevie Taylor a round of applause.
I like that. Thanks, Cody. Appreciate it.
Well, you know, Stevie really gave a pretty neat message here. He talked about a positive attitude, talked about the advantages and the real importance of working as a team, and that's important for everyone in every walk of life, whether or not they have a disability or not.
Absolutely, yeah, and I'm glad they were able to speak about that, because that's exactly what our camp's about.
Okay, tell us a little bit more. You're holding the basketball there. You have the camp basketball that every camper went away with. They also received a couple of other parting gifts, but turn the ball around and talk a little bit about your slogan.
Yeah, I mean, our slogan for last year's camp, this year's camp, and every other camp that we have in the future is that the only disability in life is a bad attitude. And I mean, when we're promoting this camp, when we're in the camp and we have our guest speakers, or whether it's me or a staff member speaking at the time, we want to do our best to bring about a positive attitude no matter what we're doing, whether it's in a drill, whether we're speaking, whether we're giving high fives. And we really want to bring about the message that, you know, we're going to have fun and we're going to be successful as long as we have a positive attitude no matter what we're doing. We have them on the basketballs this year. We had a couple banners made that are hanging out around the gymnasium that have that same slogan on it. And as a staff, we do a great job of it. And being able to do that as a staff, we know it's going to rub off. Attitudes are contagious. We've always heard that, and it goes right on to the kids. And those kids had a blast this week, and I'm glad of it.
Okay. Well, Cody, I want to give you one last opportunity to certainly thank. Before we're going to take a quick break and come back, I'm going to talk to John Picar, our superintendent from Fairfield DD. But I want you to give you an opportunity to thank all the staff here at Ohio University Lancaster for everything they've done for you to help you make this a possibility.
Absolutely. Jeff Whitehead, the athletic director here, does not get enough credit for everything he does. And he may be watching this later, I don't know, and I'm sure he's going to try to fight me or something later. But Jeff Whitehead and the staff here at Ohio University Lancaster do a tremendous job allowing me and my staff in the camp and just everyone in other sporting clubs here around the county to come in here and to use the gym and the facility, especially since it's air conditioned, which is nice for this camp. But I mean, they were just so gracious enough. We have a cookout going on in the zone, which is the cafeteria right now. And I mean, they've just been awesome, absolutely awesome, allowing us to come in here using their facilities and being able to do everything that we can.
Okay. Well, Cody, thanks a lot for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. As we go to break, let's watch a little bit of highlights from this year's camp before we come back and talk to Mr. Picar.
In 1977, in Johannesburg, South Africa, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. By the age of 9, he was already outplaying him. The odds of this gentle lad winning the Junior World Golf Championships at the age of 14, 1 in 16 million. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours? 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the Open Championship once and the US Open Championship twice? 1 in 780 million. The odds of this professional golfer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 110. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
Well, welcome back to Fairfield Today. My guest now is Superintendent John Picar, and
Whoops, there it goes.
as you can see, maybe he should have come to camp.
I should have been to this camp today.
At least you have a good attitude about it, which is a nice segue. Tell us a little bit about your impressions of Cody's kind of theme for the whole camp. With is the only bad attitude in life.
The only
Disability. Disability is a bad attitude.
Yeah, there's no good.
That's why you make the big money,
That's
and
right.
I'm just the guy who hosts the show.
The only disability is a bad attitude. Yeah, that was great. And and I saw the back of his T-shirt too. That we've had this personal genius theme about discovering people's personal genius and what you're good at and what you're special at. And Cody, I told him, I said, you're feel free, knock yourself out. He stole it and put on the back of the T-shirts for the camp. My personal genius, and everybody had that on, and it was really cool to see.
Well, and one of the neat things too about that is this was not planned at all, but both Coach Cunningham from OU and Stevie Taylor in their remarks talked about finding a passion, finding something that you're good at, work on it every day, be the best whatever it is you can be. If it's an artist, if it's somebody who's packing glass, or if it's somebody who works at McDonald's, if it's somebody who shreds paper. If you like to read, if you like to play drums, if you like to play basketball,
right.
Whatever it is, work as hard as you can.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's sound advice for anybody, whether they have a disability or not.
And every day pledge to be just 1% better. That was another message. And of course, Jack Greathouse being here, just he always brings the house down. And he had me. He was doing his clapping thing, and I clapped at the wrong times too. So yeah.
Okay. Well, at least you have a good attitude about it.
I have a great attitude about it.
Okay. Well, John, let's talk briefly, and then we'll close up here. Talk about how important it is. A couple years ago, we talked about using partnerships to get our message across. And this, I've known Cody for several years, but he came to me. He knew where I worked. I knew that he worked with people with disabilities, and we kind of put two and two together, and he said, hey, what do you think if we would do a basketball camp? It's things like that help us to make a community more vibrant. The families that were here, the families of children who were here that didn't have disabilities got to see things right alongside. The kids who didn't have disabilities probably learned as much about kids with disabilities as the other kids did with basketball.
Absolutely, and it's great to see everybody getting together, because when you get people together in an activity or a social thing like basketball, like Jack Greathouse said, it's a team. To him it's the greatest sport because it's people coming together as a team, and it doesn't matter if you have a disability or not. You learn something from each other, and you find out something about your neighbor that you didn't know before. And as you said, partnerships are incredibly important. Ohio University Lancaster is our greatest partner. I've lost track of the number of partnerships we've had with them now, and this is just another one in terms of allowing No Limits basketball camp to be hosted here. And I can't say enough about somebody like Cody Sarensen. If anybody out there who's my age or getting up there and wonders about the younger generation.
Present company excluded, of course.
Yeah, of course. All I got to do is point you to Cody Sarensen and say, that's the future of our nation, and those are the people who are going to make this country greater than it is today. Because he just, without him, this would not have been Yeah, it wouldn't have existed at all.
Yeah. Cody, I've said before, Cody gets it.
Yeah, Cody absolutely gets it. He is, he's my hero. You know, very few people are my hero. Cody's my hero.
Oh my gosh, I don't want him to hear that. He'd never be able to walk out a door again.
Either that, or he'll look at me and say, "Yeah, okay, if I'm your hero, what do you got for me?"
Yeah, what do you got? That's right. Pay me. It's time to pay me. Show me the money.
I'm not volunteering anymore.
All right. Well, John, thanks so much for joining us on Fairfield Today.
All right.
Until next week, this is John Bosser for Fairfield Today.
Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, and Lancaster Fairfield Community Action Recycling and Litter Prevention.